guys, what's up? What's going on? The
How's it
Hendry
going?
and Slam here, just coming at you, talking about Donkey Kong
Donkey
3.
3.
Heck,
That's right. We said that in perfect harmony. How about that?
heck yeah! Alrighty,
So,
guys.
so, I suppose I will let everyone know what this game is about.
I guess, I know Donkey Kong was about a Mario, wasn't Donkey Kong it's about Mario or whatever. Mario trying to get the princess, I guess, and then Donkey Kong 2. I don't remember what that one
Wrong,
was.
sir. Wrong. You
Oh,
lose.
I lose.
Good day, sir, said Willy Wonka in his chocolate factory.
Good
And
day,
it's
sir.
exactly. And the only thing accurate here is that Donkey Kong's in it, and it looks like Nintendo graphics from Nintendo arcade hardware.
Well, no,
Oh,
I know it's from Nintendo.
I mean that I'm just saying that's about all it has in common with Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr.
Oh, well,
Mario is nowhere to be found. We have Stanley the Bugman, who was only in this game and I think Greenhouse in the Game and Watch series, if anyone's familiar with what that is. Um, you can research that on Google or Yahoo, Bing, DuckDuckGo, whatever search engine you like. Uh, yeah, Donkey Kong 3 has more in common with Galaga than it does with Donkey Kong. It's hilarious.
I remember Donkey Kong
And they did that
getting hit in the
this.
nuts.
Yeah, he got it up the butt.
Yeah, that can't be a mistake. Those people knew what they were doing.
I I wonder if they did that with somewhat of a comedic purpose.
They did that on purpose. For
I
one way
think
or
I think
another, they did
they
that
had a
on
little
purpose.
adult humor in there,
Oh yeah,
but
they did.
uh, anyway, Nintendo was seeing the popularity of all the space games like Galaga and uh, Galaxian and Space Invaders, Asteroids, Defender, Defender 2, Stargate, Robotron 2084, uh, Star Wars by Atari, which is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. And uh, yeah, so this is not Nintendo's first shoot 'em up game. They had one called Radar Scope in 1979, and it kind of sucked. It was supposed to compete with Namco's Galaxian, although here it was distributed by Bally Midway, but it's still the same game. Galaxian is Galaxian. I own one. It's a classic. It's fun. So, excuse me. So, anyway, this is the Radar Scope by Nintendo from 1979. It's in a red cabinet, and it didn't sell very well
The cabinet
because
is red.
it is, and there's some significance for this.
Why was it Why did it not sell all that much? Because I would
Because
think it's hilarious and everyone wanted to play it.
I'm talking about Radar Scope at the moment. Not,
Oh, well,
I'm
no.
not going to go too far into this because that can be for another video. But in short, Radar Scope was a Galaxian type game, but it wasn't. It didn't have that much success in the U.S. like it did in Japan. And there are a lot of Donkey Kong cabinets that are red, and those are the very early ones. And if you find a red Donkey Kong, it's actually a radar scope that got converted to a Donkey Kong at the factory. And those usually, if it's all original, it should have the cheat in the code, or it's a bug where if you touch the red girder on the ladder as Jumpman/Mario, the barrel will never fall on your face. As long as you touch the red girder, on the ladder. You're never gonna die. Unless it's one that's like wildly thrown by DK. But that's just a neat little tidbit. So anyway, Radar Scope was their first attempt. Then they came to Donkey Kong 3 because they just felt like the shoot 'em up was, there's something about it that worked. And it did. Obviously it did because it was popular. So here we have Stanley the Bugman spraying some kind of pesticide up Donkey Kong's butthole. And I
That's
wish I
just
was
hilarious.
kidding. It's pretty funny. The gameplay itself, though, is actually really good. I really love playing the game. A lot of people don't like it, but I think it's great because
Why don't people like
it's
this?
very fast-paced and it controls well. You just have to get used to the button not being to jump and to spray. You got to use up to go upwards. But as long as you can adapt to that, it's pretty self-explanatory. You know, you just protect the plants at the bottom by shooting the bugs that try to steal them and spray Donkey Kong to the top. I mean, it says that on the game itself when you start it. Can you spray Donkey Kong to the top or something like that? And the music is very good, and the sound effects, they're good. The graphics look very good, you know, classic Nintendo styling. And it came out at a bad time when the crash happened. I think
It was
you know,
that
had they
deadly
come
crash.
out, if they'd come out with that game maybe a year earlier, it probably would have done a lot better. But then, I mean, when would have Donkey Kong Jr. have been released? So history happened that way, and you can't change it. But that's my take on EK3. What were your thoughts?
I really did enjoy it. The thing
You
was,
did?
though, I thought that the guy his name was Mario. I thought Mario was just in a weird suit or whatever, but
That's definitely not Mario. Not even
I
close.
guess not. But anyway,
It's not Mario. No. Sorry.
I thought it was pretty funny, especially with the ball thing. It was really hilarious. I thought the cabinet was pretty well constructed. I just was awed, and I was just awed that there was a Donkey Kong 3. I didn't even know there was one.
Did you not know that till you saw it
Yeah.
at the Galloping Goose place? Oh, wow.
I knew there was a Donkey Kong and a Donkey Kong Jr. But
Three's just...
I thought they
it's
just
not-
ended after that, and then they made Super Mario Bros. And then
They made Mario Brothers.
or Mario Brothers
oh,
or whatever, and then they made the Super Mario Brothers the video game, and then there you go.
If you
It's true.
forget about Mario Brothers, I'm gonna have to punch you in the face
I
because
was trying to
it was a lot of money because it's good. Anyway,
I was trying to
Oh.
do a rough summary of it.
it was a little too rough, I'm afraid.
All right, well, whatever.
Oh,
Anyway,
and that
Yeah.
is the burn of the day. Now,
I really did enjoy
that
it.
reminds.
It was
Please,
what?
I said, please continue.
Oh, okay, my bad. Anyway, there was I thought it was very vibrant colors, a lot more vibrant than the original Donkey Kong, and it was like a continuation of the first Donkey Kong. I thought like maybe Donkey Kong. I always thought like maybe Donkey Kong Jr. was like a prequel to Donkey Kong, and then
No,
Donkey
no,
Kong
other
3
way.
was like a continuation of the first Donkey Kong or whatever.
That's not it or whatever.
Well, I'm sorry. That's just the way I interpreted it. I just ignored the real story and just made up my own. Yaw, 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 yaw. Anyway,
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's funny that you thought that. I'm kind of curious why.
why?
Why
Because
is-
I guess I was just getting into Indiana Jones, or just like heard about the weird way Indiana Jones films are made. Like Raiders happened first, and then Temple of Doom happened before Raiders, and then The Last Crusade happened after Raiders.
I see what you're getting at.
So, you know, I
I
just
could
thought like
see
that.
And yeah, I can totally see why you'd think that. And I think though that the idea was that Donkey Kong was Mario or Jumpman's pet, I should say, and then he got his parents finally gave him a name in '82. Man, what if your parents finally gave you a name when you were in like your mid 30s or something? Huh. I
Uh,
guess that happened.
you
Oh,
you probably have your own name by now. By then, just have like
that's
a
his name. Oh,
just
huh.
make up your own name because you're legal and you can do whatever you want. Anyway,
Yes.
I thought the
So,
colors were very vibrant. The graphics were a lot
yeah,
better than the original Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. I thought
yes.
I thought it was like a big improvement. I'm just sorry that it is super rare and no one played it. So yeah,
Now allow me to finish where I was headed
all right.
real quick. Uh, so here's what happens is, Donkey Kong's Jumpman's pet, and he escapes somehow and grabs his girlfriend in the style of King Kong. I wonder why. Uh, and he holds her captive. I guess Mario was kind of a bad pet owner or something. I don't know. I don't know why that all happened, but obviously Donkey Kong Jr.'s like the tables are turned. Mario's getting his revenge, and now Junior's rescuing his dad. I guess I kind of wonder what Donkey Kong's wife looks like, or his gorilla mate at least, because they don't marry; they just mate with each other. And so you got that, and then now we have Donkey Kong 3, which is just kind of now Donkey Kong's in the greenhouse. I don't know how that happens, but yeah, it just happened.
There's no such thing as a personal
And
writer. This is why I use
yeah,
Grammarly to check my work.
and another thing I like to point out before we close up here is that Donkey Kong 3 was only offered as a conversion kit, meaning there does not exist a Donkey Kong 3 that was a standalone game. Donkey Kong 3 was only something that you could take an existing Radar Scope or Popeye or Donkey Kong or Donkey Kong Jr. and convert it to Donkey Kong 3. And that's why you don't see many, is because a lot of these people probably just kept their Donkey Kongs and Juniors as they were anyway. And the incentive to convert and upgrade wasn't really there at the time it was released. And that's why you don't see too many. And to be honest, I think if you want to own that game, you have just as good of a chance of converting a Junior or a Donkey Kong into Donkey Kong 3 than you do actually finding one that was converted back in the day. So, yeah, that's a neat little tidbit there. It was cool to play one for once. I'd never played the real machine before until that. So,
You reminds
okay.
me whenever I hear
Was it,
Donkey Kong.
yeah, what?
Listen,
What? I don't hear it.
I'm making waffles. Donkey
What?
from Shrek.
Ah, good
Oh,
ones. That's a good one. Yeah,
was
that deserves an Oscar right there.
I'm making
100.
waffles. Anyway, I thought this game was pretty good. I wouldn't go so far in depth like you did, I guess, because I had absolutely no idea about any of that.
I mean, I didn't think you did. That's why I did
I
it.
thought it was
Huh.
just a simple like Mario game, and with that, I give it a A minus because it's better graphics, better design, and got like those jokes like shooting water up Donkey Kong's butt. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
That type of
yeah,
stuff. I mean, yeah, it's not really any problems with it. It's just well, it's not like it's whatever. It's
Yeah.
like it's kind of the same thing as they did before almost,
Yeah.
except with
Yeah.
a few more things. But then again, nothing to really differentiate it between story wise from the first one. So there's that, I guess. But it's still a good game, still good graphics, and I highly recommend it.
Oh, yeah.
A-. What would you give it?
Probably an A- as well. That's just kind of
Yes.
spot on to what it is. It's very it's very good. It's probably not as good as the other two Donkey Kongs or Mario Brothers, but it's definitely one of the better arcade games from the 80s. If I can ever find one, I'll definitely get one.
Yes,
What?
same here.
Not before I'd get a Donkey Kong Jr. I'd rather get that one. I used to have that, but I sold it because of cocktail table.
I get
And
I get
much.
Donkey Kong 3 over Donkey Kong Jr.
All right then, that's interesting.
I don't know
But
why.
yeah,
Maybe it's because, shoot water up Donkey Kong's butt.
it is funny. It is pretty funny.
It's hilarious. The funniest joke ever. In a Mario
It
thing,
is.
no less.
Yep.
Family-friendly Mario,
Yep.
just shooting, this guy shooting water up Donkey Kong's butt. It's just hilarious. All right, guys, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you guys think of Donkey Kong 3. Is it worthy of being a classic? Is it not? Comment, let us know, subscribe, and ring that bell. More
Tell
content
us.
come your way. And
All
take
right.
care.
All right, guys, you have a good one. Take care. Stay classy. We'll see you on the next video.
Man, that's good sausage.